So the other day, I got my workout in. I got my steps in, as the people say. Um, so the story here, the epic tale, was I went to the store after I got out of class because we needed some shit. So I got to the store, I got the shit, I get back into my car, I get everything set in the car. I get the seats adjusted, I fix the mirrors, turn on the butt warmer because I'm fancy like that. I don't know. It's late. I don't fucking know. Anyway, I get everything ready and then the gear won't shift. I don't know why it won't shift. The car is just like, you know what? It's been a long day, okay? I'm not feeling it right now. Get fucked. I don't know. So everything else was fine for the record. It's just the gear. The car turned on. Everything else is going all swell. I don't know what the issue was. So I leave the groceries in there. It's like oranges and bread and some shit. And I get my backpack because that's got my computer and all my other loot in it. And I start walking back to the house because I gotta give the dog some medications and nobody's in town. So I'm walking back, and it's a pretty straight shot back to my house, in theory. There's a highway right in front of this grocery store, and it goes pretty much right to the house. And I discover only once I'm walking that this 4 minute drive is a lot longer on foot, okay? Driving 60 miles an hour, realistically, a little more than that. I know some people, not me, of course, not me. I drive the speed limit, okay? But this is a long ass walk back to theirs, as I find. So, about 15 minutes of walking, I get to a bridge. And this bridge has been under construction for like all fucking year long, okay? I don't even know what they're doing to it. They just blocked off a whole side and then just like ditched the whole thing. Blame the road commissioners for this shit. I don't know what's going on. They need to justify their budget, I guess. Not the point. Point is, I get up to this part, and the way that the bridge is set here, there's two lanes, but they're crunched together, and it's right up against the like metal railing there. So there's like no walking space at all. And the other side, there's construction equipment and other shit over there. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'll just go over there and I'll walk through there, okay? Unfortunately for me, this is the one day of the year that there's people there working, okay? Every other day of the year, the whole place is just vacant. It's just completely abandoned, okay? But this one day, there's people over there doing shit. And so obviously I can't just go waltzing on through this active construction site. The other side, going down under the bridge, there's the river, okay? Keep in mind, it's like 56 degrees out, but this is still February, so the river is um cold. I was trying to think of an analogy there, a metaphor, but the river's cold, okay? It's still got ice on it. I actually took off my shoes and was about to walk across it, but then I felt the river and I was like, you know what? Nah, Nah, this is how it always starts, okay? Someone thinks, oh, I'll just walk across this river here, it's not that bad. Next thing they know, 6 months later, their decayed body is found downriver somewhere, okay? So, not risking it. I'm a little pissed off. I can't just go across this bridge. There's like 3 yards of space between me and the other side, okay? But whatever, okay? So I turn around and I'm walking back the way I came. I have to go the long way now. So I go back almost all the way back to the grocery store, down another road, and that goes into town, all right? The other part of town. And basically, that path, it goes into a park. And normally there, I'd turn and go into the downtown part of town. It's late, okay? But anyway, so as I'm getting to this point, I'm in the park and I'm about to go downtown, and I notice there's a bike path. And I'm familiar with this bike path because I've taken it in the summer. And I'm like, you know what? That goes through the woods, okay? I think I'll just take this bike path, alright? And I start getting down this bike path. I only get a brief, short walk down this path. And then it occurs to me, oh, you know what? This bike path, it actually goes for quite a while, goes through one woods and through another neighborhood, and then through like a school neighborhood, and then through another woods, and then yet another neighborhood before you get back to mine. Which normally I go for long bike rides, so I'm used to it. But I'm walking now, okay? Alright, I'm walking here, and I'm getting a little tired, and I'm like, you know what? That's gonna be a long ass walk. I just gotta get back to the house. So I'm gonna go the regular way. So my dumbass turns back around yet again, and I walk back the way I came, not all the way back to the grocery store, back into town, make a turn, start going in this one direction that I know is going to end up leading me to the main highway that goes back to my house. And it just sort of doesn't. I don't know what happened, alright? Like, I've been living in this town for 27 years now, okay? And the road just, like, goes somewhere else. Like, I'm walking down this road. I know where it goes. I know where the direction I'm going is, okay? But I like Twilight Zoned into another part of town. I don't know. Anyway, I make a couple more turns, do some other shit. In the process of this, I found this thing. Okay, it's a. Give me a second. There we go. This thing, okay, you can't see it. This is my whoop ass stick. Alright. Turns out what this is it's a dog toy thing. So what you do is you take this little scoop here and you like reach over and pull dog toys closer to you if you're just too lazy to move like 3 feet over. I guess, I don't know, but it's the perfect size for me to use as a walking stick, okay? Alright, I'm like 5'7", so this is the perfect size for me, okay? Um, just out myself there height-wise, but anyway, so I got this walking stick, okay, I got my backpack, okay, I'm like a regular Bilbo Baggins here, just tootling my way on back to the house. I get back to the downtown part area, and I finally get to this highway, okay? It took me like an hour and a half to get to this point for a walk that realistically should have only been like a half hour at most. But, you know, the bullshit, okay? It happens. So anyway, I get back to the highway and I'm walking down this other bike path that goes straight back to my house, and it goes past a middle school, and nothing of real note happened there. I don't know. I gotta fill the space a little bit. There were some people that were like ahead of me a ways, an older couple walking dogs, and then they just like stop and have this emotional moment where they embrace each other. I don't know what in the shit was going on there. Having a more interesting life than I am, clearly. Um, so that happened. So the thing to note here about this town is that whoever designed the sidewalks in this town is an incompetent dumbass. So what happens is this part of town, um, there's all the sidewalks and this path, and then it all just ends. But the road continues into the neighborhoods where I live, but there's no sidewalks on the side of this highway here, okay? And that's a pretty common thing in this town. There'll just be like stretches between neighborhoods where it's like the countryside and there's just no sidewalks by the side of the highway, okay? And these aren't long stretches, okay? It's not going outside of town. This is just like from one neighborhood to another, and there's like a cornfield between them, all right? So I end up walking on the side of the highway, not right next to it, kind of off the shoulder there. I'm just hiking along. I got my walking stick, I got my backpack. I'm off on my mad quest to the Lonely Mountain. All right. Feels like it at this point. It's been almost 2 hours, I want to say. And as I'm walking there, again, nothing of note happens. I found a dead deer, though. Okay. Um, Mostly intact. Some bones there. I didn't touch it because obviously. Um, so that was kind of interesting. By the time I finally get most of the way back to the neighborhood, I'm getting kind of tired. I'm a little thirsty. I'm tempted to go into a place and get a drink. The only place that's right there is the gas station I used to work at, and I'm sure as shit not going back in there. So I just, I brave it out, okay? I march on back into my neighborhood. Um, some guy yells at another guy in the street because some reason, two cars, I don't know what was going on. I just heard behind me some guy in his car yelling out the window, not at me, at someone else. Um, by that point, I didn't give a shit anymore, so whatever happened, happened. The only thing of note that happened there is that while I was walking, I found this piece. It was like a scroll. I shit you not. I found a scroll in the dirt, and it was like a foot long, and it was just covered in nines. Okay, not stickers, by the way. It wasn't like a sticker sheet. It was just a piece of paper that was just covered in nines. I don't know what kind of cursed object that was, but I'm not touching it. Okay, someone else can get cursed by it. Um, and then eventually I made it back to my house. So good old times for me. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, what was wrong with my car in the first place? What was going on there? Did your lazy ass forget to put something in like transmission fluid or oil? No. See, what was wrong with the car is that I don't fucking know what was wrong with the car. The gear shift just wouldn't shift, and apparently it just didn't feel like doing it, I guess. I had someone who was more experienced in cars look at it, and there's nothing really majorly wrong with it. We ended up, like I was helping out at all, because I fucking don't know anything about cars, but there ended up being like a override switch for the gear shift, but it was like way down. You had to take this thing off the other thing and do some other shit. And there's a switch you could press, and you could like shift into neutral and then start the car, and then cast a prayer to the ancient ones, and then the car would move, and then get it back to the driveway, and that's where it's at right now. Um, and yeah, I don't fucking know. That car's an enigma, okay? There's nothing majorly wrong with it, but like when you start the car, there's this weird clicking that'll go in the dashboard, and the mechanics don't know what the hell. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's good times for me, though. Good times.